Imagine paying that much and the food is not up to par, because there are universities which are number one in Africa, but no one is really complaining that much about the food. But we found articles from 2021 about the food. Imagine, it's 2025, almost 2026 in a few months, and we still have such issues and stuff like that. So it's a lot going on.
But I'm actually curious why.
Have reported that after eating, it makes their stomach runny and stuff like that, and they have to use bathrooms immediately. I personally, last year, like end of last year, I had a friend that had to go to student wellness and stuff like that because she had ate the yogurts and stuff like that. And I said no one likes to be intimidated. Some people have the attitude that I just came to varsity to study. I don't want any type of social activism. I don't want to be part of anything other
I
than
just want to get my degree or diploma and go. That actually happens. Yeah, apparently he passed away.
He passed away?
Yeah, he passed away. And then after the person passing away, there's someone that took over on his project. But with a different I don't know. I'm not saying this is the correct story, guys. I want you to get the correct story yourself. Actually,
yeah, but of course,
being goal orientated, whereby you want to achieve dreams,
is for you to bring them back to perspective on their value and their worth.
Don't you want to They're waiting.
Okay.
Students.
Bafundi, welcome to the number one student podcast in SA. You know, you're talking to the one and only Melusi Mongo. And I'm working with the one and only Luco worldwide. Times 3 or times 2.
Nah, don't worry about it. It's as many times as I want. It depends on who you are. Good day, everyone. It's Luco worldwide. On the streets, they know me as Ulizwi Labantu, Uchechepa, Uzithiethiwe, Unjabazikho. You know, we're back.
The voice of the people.
The voice of the people. The voice of the people.
So, what's happening, man? What's happening today in the streets with students?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, a lot of commotion going on. A lot of alleging, a lot of accusations are being made. They're being made as the number one student podcast. They're being made about the number one university in Africa.
In Africa.
Imagine.
Allegedly, students are accusing UCT of serving disgusting and expired, insect-infected food at their cafeteria.
Hey, big claims. This is basically food poisoning.
Yo.
This is food poisoning because you might eat the wrong thing, end up in the hospital, and effects are severe. You might even die.
And I mean, I'm shocked because when I was doing my research, it was actually saying that this problem has been like ongoing for a very long time. Like students have been crying about the food at UCT for a very long time. And I don't know, why don't they actually try and actually, if the problem does exist, why don't they try to actually solve it? Because nutrition is very important, especially for students.
Yeah, and this is not like these kids are getting this for free. They're actually paying for it. So I would also feel disheartened if I was paying so much money and I imagine the fees at UCT.
Yo, it's expensive at UCT.
Expensive. Like, imagine paying that much and the food is not up to par. Because there are universities which are number one in Africa, but no one is really complaining that much about the food. But we found articles from 2021 about the food. Imagine, it's 2025, almost 2026 in a few months, and we still have such issues and stuff like that. So it's a lot going on.
But I mean, I'm actually curious why. Why would, because I feel like it's a matter of sometimes I'm not saying that's what UCT is doing, but it's a matter of an organization is trying to save costs by buying the food in bulk and still cooking it while it's not fresh anymore. That's what usually some organizations do. They buy the food in bulk and then they don't throw away the food when it's expired or rotten. They still cook it, but in a very
Do you
scientifically.
think, Chief, do you think that an institution like UCT is not afraid of a lawsuit if they were doing that? Like, imagine buying it in bulk and then it's exposed that you guys are cooking expired food. Do you
But
think
it's
they're not
showing
afraid?
there with the student. It's showing because students are taking pictures. When I was looking here, I'm looking at a very not good looking macaroni, man. It has 7 colors, but it's one brand.
Yeah,
Like I'm not.
and another thing, you have to also pay attention to the fact that there are actual workers like cooks and servers in the UCT cafeteria or dining hall who are working these things. So I also have to question their integrity as to how are you serving kids? Because at the end of the day, you're also a parent. How are you serving kids undercooked food or expired food knowingly? Because the policy at UCT is that if you receive a plate of food that has a problem, you return it and get another one. But why do we have such a policy in the first place? There should be no food with any problems at all. Because how do you find insects in your food? How do they get there? Are the kitchens clean?
Yo.
Are they meeting the hygiene standards?
Yo. So here, man, I see there's an article from Cape Town ETC saying that UCT responds to student concerns about over residents catering. They're saying the University of Cape Town. Hey, there are ads here. Hey. The University of Cape Town has acknowledged the concerns risen by students regarding the quality and safety of food in residences' dining halls. Reporting an image shared by students included a fly in a meal and a yogurt past its sell-by date.
Yo, the story about the yogurt. The story about. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Let me.
But remember, guys.
Allegedly.
Too short Arabiao.
Yeah.
Allegedly, guys. Remember, the yogurts themselves. Many students have reported that after eating, it makes their stomach runny and stuff like that, and they have to use bathrooms immediately. I personally, last year, like end of last year, I had a friend that had to go to student wellness and stuff like that because she had ate the yogurts and stuff like that, and she was sick. Like they had to go get someone to pick up from her room and stuff like that because it was bad to that point and stuff like that. So I've never personally experienced that problem. Yes, I've had like a few sickness with the yogurts and stuff like that, you get what I mean? But I've never actually had to go see a medical practitioner because of it. But
did you eat the yogurt before?
Yeah, but last time I ate it was last year. But I knew every time I ate yogurt, I was like, I'm taking a risk here.
So it's like castor oil, Mos. You have to eat
like,
knowing.
Because it's yummy, it tastes good, but the after effects. The after effects, yeah.
So they are complaining here. And it said that UCT said it is taking steps to address the matters and improve the food services. This year, the university implemented measures including independent audits of residences, catering facilities in May 2025. All UCT residences scored above 80% in the food and safety and hygiene audits conducted by NOSA or NOSA accredited auditors. Individual residences scores were, now they are putting them here. The university said it has established reporting structures for students to raise concerns with the food services controllers and the supervisors available during weekdays. Yeah.
So what do you mean they scored above 85%? What about the other 15%?
They scored above, all of them here, it's above 80, 84, Kopano 88.2. I think these are races.
Kopano 88.2.
I'm serious. It's 88.2 Kopano. Avenue Road, it's 89.12. Tungwell is 90.64. Baxter is 84.16%.
Rochester,
it's 84.88%.
Yeah, but what's happening? That my problem is that shouldn't it be 100% like meet the standard? Why is it? What's happening to the other 10%? Does the other 10%
It's also concerning.
account for the roaches? Does it account for the
flies?
You get what I
Allegedly.
mean? Does it account for? Does the flies? Do they see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It's only 10 flies here, so it's fine.
It's fine. You can give them a 90%.
Yeah.
Because this is really concerning, man. Because we are talking about sickness here.
Imagine having to worry about academics and also worry that
about
you
your
might
stomach.
be sick at the same time. Expired food is not. I don't know. They need to do more checks.
But what do the students have to do? Do they have to continue eating the food, or should they?
You have to remember, students come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Many students I've heard complaining, they still have no choice. They still have to, at dinner time, they have to go eat dinner because they know that they have to get energy to study, to change their situation at home. I've had students when maybe we're at the dining hall eating and we're complaining, this food is not nice or whatnot. And someone saying, I come from a Western background, even this food that seems so bad is a privilege to me.
Sure.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're saying I've ate worse things than this. So as people coming from different backgrounds and stuff like that, obviously some students, for them, it's a privilege to even be in Cape Town, right? And stuff like that. So for them, they're going to get exploited and stuff like that. They have no choice but to keep eating the food. And I don't know, at this point, do you protest? What do you do? Do you write emails? Do you protest? What happens?
And actually, when other universities are hearing about these concerns or they're hearing about this matter that's arising at UCT, they are like, UCT is already privileged because some universities don't even get that English is running away. They don't get that service to actually get provided with food.
It's not.
They have to buy their own meals.
No. We're not. UCT is not ahead in that sense because essentially you're paying for that meal. So I would understand.
You're paying for. How are you paying for that meal?
There is, like, when they send you your fee statement, there is a
It's
statement for
included.
res. There's a statement for food. And you can choose whether you want to eat 3 times a day, you want to eat 2 times a day, you want to eat 1 time a day. So it's not like a complimentary service where they're like, you also get the free food. No, UCT does have like residences, like self-catering residences, and then there are catering residences, right? So meaning if you are in a catering residence, you're paying more than a person in a self-catering residence because you also have food included. If you food.
So
For example, a single meal is 40 rand. So meaning in a day, UCT spends about 120 rands on food for one person. So in a single day, 120 for one person.
So to be quite frank, guys, UCT is not privileged. They are paying for the meals that they are eating.
Accommodation is more expensive than any other varsity in South Africa. The food is also more expensive. And the only justification they can do is we're in Cape Town.
And you mentioned something about what if it actually raises... what if students actually start striking? It's something that... I was snooping there, I want to be honest, guys. I was snooping on the UCT Confessions page. And then I saw that there's one particular person that actually raised something that's very concerning. Since it's also like the voting period now for a lot of
SRC elections.
So to raise awareness about this, it's a struggle that a lot of universities face in different areas. So the confession was saying, I think the SRC needs to rethink its annual tradition of shutting down campuses. Boycotting lectures in support of an SRC-led protest should be voluntarily, not enforced through intimidation. Students should not be made to leave their lectures by 3 men in balaclavas. Happened to me
I feel like
last year.
with that statement being made, right, I feel like there's always obviously two sides to it. Basically, for those, just to summarize the statement, right? So this person is confessing on the UCT Just Confessing page, which is like you can enter anonymous confessions. And they're basically saying that when the UCT SRC does have protests and marches or whatever, for whatever problem, it may be accommodation for other students and stuff like that. They're saying that no one should be forced to take part in them, but it should be a choice. They don't like the intimidation because sometimes they are alleging that UCT SRC wear balaclavas, the shiesties and stuff like that, and enter classes, forcing kids out to not attend classes. So they're saying basically that it should be a choice and not be forced and stuff like that. And I understand it from the perspective of the SRC is none. I don't okay, because I understand it from their choice of is personal choice important in the SRC, or are they going by, because the SRC is the student representative council, they represent the students. They are an instrument of democracy at the end of the day. And if majority of the students are saying everyone should enter, then are they really violating your right to democracy? They are not really, because if what majority says, majority goes at the end of the day. But I understand no one likes to be intimidated. Some people have the attitude that I just came to varsity to study. I don't want any type of social activism. I don't want to be part of anything other
I
than
just want to get my degree or diploma and go. That actually happens. But my actually concern on speaking about this, it's something that I've also been seeing since I was enrolled into varsity. There was one point whereby we were actually evacuated in, like, we were told from class. That day, it was my highlight. So we were evacuated from class to back to rest because they were striking. And then from
who was evacuating you?
Like the political
the people who are striking.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were striking. I don't remember. I think it was for accommodation. Okay. And then it was from class to rest, and then from rest. You remember when, I don't know if you were here, when UWC was striking, and then it was this big strike, man, in Belleville. CPUT, UWC.
Okay, I think I remember.
That was the biggest strikes till this day. I feel like that I was actually experiencing in real time, yeah. Because, what was happening that time?
You were being escorted. Chief, were you scared?
No.
You were not scared?
I was happy to be part of
You wanted to be part? You wanted to take part in the strike. Why were you
to be honest, I was there. I was there in the strike. Because we were fighting for our struggles, guys.
To be honest, this is not...
I'm telling you, allegedly I was there. Let's say allegedly I was there. But yeah, man, I just want to say it is something that actually is made to be a norm. I don't know how it got into play, but the students' representatives are able to actually take away students or stop a lesson. They can even do it on an online class. I saw someone doing it on an online class whereby they joined and started singing.
Yeah,
they started to chant.
They started to chant, but for some reason, I think the online class one doesn't really work that much because obviously the lecturers have access to it, so they can just remove you when you're wasting.
What if it's not just one person? It's just this one and this one and this one and this one.
But it would be like, for example, that would I seem to think that would not be very smart of us, because online classes most of the time they happen early in the morning. Imagine waking up at 8 a.m. to chant. You wake up at 8 a.m. just to chant. And they could just remove, let's say 8 people wake up at 8 a.m. to chant. They could just remove 8 people. There's still 42 other people in the class waiting to learn. So I think majority of people who attend online classes are there to learn. Yes, there may be people who are there to check. Hey, another thing I wanted to ask you, is it dangerous? to actually attend. Let's say, for example, they evacuate you out of class and you're like, okay, I'm going to attend online classes. There's this SRC members that's going to the online class. They are not there to chant. They are there to take note of who
They are
attended this
watching.
class. Who attended? Oh, Melusi.
Oh,
Melusi is
Melusi.
here.
Hey. There was someone that actually said, if you try to attend any class, we're going to hang you up there like a light bulb.
How? How? That threats, Nana. Should the SRC be making that threats? Come on. Come on, yeah, you'll see them.
Those were good
They are
times.
at the online class writing and
taking notes.
The lecturer is still in greetings and they're already taking notes. So what do you mean? The lecturer, hi everyone, you already been writing a full paragraph. Nah, chief.
But it's interesting. Man, do you know, were you actually speaking about UCT and how their catering is currently? But did you notice that a lot of scandals that happen at UCT, they don't come out? Like, you hear about them but they never like explode and then now they trend.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's because I don't know anyone who has ever complained and said they haven't gotten justice or anything, because they are like, they do, of the stories that I've heard, like the consequences there are severe. Like I feel like in a sense I feel like they try to distance themselves as far as possible, because I think last year there was this mentally unstable student or something that was going to people's residence, harassing people. They took him out of accommodation, deregistered him from UCT and stuff like that. So I feel like they do sort the situation and try to distance themselves from the drama as fast as possible before it even blows up. So manje, if you're mentally unstable somewhere, you're mentally unstable, but you're not UCT student anymore.
Don't you think? Okay, I'm not saying that's what happened, but don't you think maybe they give you don't you think maybe they give you ultimatums? Good, if you don't stop doing this.
Well, like in what scenario? If
you don't stop doing, you're going to face further consequences.
If you don't stop doing what though?
Or we're going to take further measures. Maybe if, let's say, you're talking about it's not only UCT, but UCT is one of the universities that doesn't have a lot of scandals. I don't know, man. There was this one scandal at UCT. It keeps on rising and falling.
Yeah, which one?
It's about this guy that actually engineered this water thing. I don't know the whole story. Someone that knows the story can correct me. He invented this system. I don't know if it's a system but something that produces water, and then he got something happened.
When was that though?
I think it was 2017.
Do you know 2017 I was in primary school?
I know. But it happened, and it was something that it was a good invention, man. I will get the whole story. What
do you allege happened?
I think because it was part of a project, ne?
Yeah.
It was part of an internal project where they were doing, like, let's say you're doing the year you're doing right now, and then they give you a project to, okay, can you do this and this and this for us? And then you excel in what you're doing, to a point whereby you're solving not only a problem that your class is actually like part of the problem, you're solving something that's existing outside in the real world. So that guy actually solved such a problem, and then it went to an extent whereby apparently he passed away.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away, and then after the person passing away, there's someone that took over on his project. But with a different. I don't know. I'm not saying this is the correct story, guys. I want you to get the correct story yourself. Actually,
yeah, but of course, if it's obvious.
But it's one of the stories that I know about.
But if it's obviously a group project, if he was not doing that alone,
I think it was an individual project.
Yeah.
No,
but I feel like in order to take over someone's project, you also have to have some knowledge of it, because there's no way you're producing more of what he did with no knowledge. So if someone successfully took over the project, then maybe they were also involved in it, because I can't imagine, Chief, for you to create a project and then after you die, I take over it successfully. So I don't know about the success of the project or whatever, because this is like the first time I've heard this story, but
Nah.
I feel like if you were to successfully take over someone's project, you at least have to have some knowledge of it.
Hey.
I wonder, do you know the reason he passed away?
Hey, I don't know. I'm saying, that's why I'm saying I don't know the correct story.
Hopefully it's not under mysterious circumstances.
Yo, it was very mysterious because they said I don't want to say, because now I'm speaking, it's something that
but
I hear.
I feel like, do you know the culture?
It's one of those deaths. Do you know those deaths when they saying you fell from a building?
Oh.
Like the recent story about
about the government official in Paris.
Yeah, it's those type of. But it doesn't match up, man. When you're looking at it, it doesn't make sense.
It's strange. It's always strange when you've struck gold and suddenly you want to take your life.
Because that's the guy. The guy actually like solved the problem that was. Because at that time, it was when Cape Town was facing the challenge of water, the water crisis.
Oh, yeah.
So he solved such a problem whereby a whole city, I don't know if it was the whole Western Cape or Cape Town.
It was like, yeah.
They needed the solution towards this. You see how big,
that is crazy. So
what
are the higher ups suggesting? Should we not solve problems?
Hey, watch how you solve them, Chief.
Watch how you solve them. There are certain problems that are not meant to be solved.
Don't step on the wrong foot. But yeah, since we were speaking about that, I was saying that UCT, they know how to like tone down, or hey, when you fumigate fire, they know how to control the fire and actually settle it well. But for me, it's very alarming. I'm just curious on what they actually propose to the person that's actually bringing awareness to these things.
Yeah, for assessments, obviously we know. In a direct assessment obviously you deal with the lecturer that you have, and after the lecturer is probably that specific department, right? Obviously, a faculty has different departments. If, for example, let's say you're a third year, you're going to deal with the department that deals with third years and whatnot. So in order for it to reach, let's say, university management and stuff like that, then I would blame the people in that faculty, because how would such a thing even reach the higher ups without you going and informing them and whatnot of
That's
such
true.
a project and stuff like that? So,
because the other one that actually happened, there was something that happened at CPUT. It's not far from now, man. Whereby this girl was actually raped.
Oh.
At CPUT, and personally, I just want to put it out there that I wanted to actually interview the people that were aware about the story, but yeah, people disappeared.
Yeah. Chief.
No, like they disappeared in terms of we communicated, and then now it was like.
But it's also a thing of, Chief, you have to remember sometimes that this is someone's story. Imagine someone.
But we're bringing awareness to it because.
No. But you also have to imagine, Chief, if something happened to you and I'm going places now telling your story that you yourself don't have.
It's not someone that wasn't part of the story. It's someone that was there.
But they're not the main character. Yes, you are part of the story, but you're not the main character.
Okay. No, I get that.
The main character is traumatized.
But what about that other person that can speak about this thing and they actually experience such an issue?
But it's not,
because if that person came and spoke about it, it was going to encourage the other person to speak out. Because now it's like, nothing is going to happen. I'm just going to speak about it, and I'm going to be, this thing is going to be part of my name. And you see, it's not seen as, it's seen as, I'm going to be embarrassed, or I'm going to be a laughingstock, or I'm going to always have eyes on me. Because now they're going to attach me to being harassed or raped. So it's not nice, man. It's really not nice. So that's why I personally wish that such things, we must actually shine light upon them, because the more we ignore them, the more they become normalized. And then that's how the next person can easily get away with it, because they think, kefanams.
Yeah.
Yabo.
Yeah, I do hear you, Chief, and you're making very valid points in terms of like raising awareness and stuff like that. I was just saying it would be weird if something happened to me and there's an interview out there talking about what happened to me, but I am not part of the interview.
But things like that happen.
Nah, but I'm saying it would just, yes, it would raise awareness and it's good for the next person. But for me, myself watching, and I'm like, why are you talking about me? Like, why are you guys even discussing me at this point? You guys are side characters. You were watching from the sidelines.
Before me and Luko get into an argument, because this conversation won't finish, guys, please let us know on what you think about what Luko is saying. Is he right or am I right? Because me personally, I feel like I'm right.
Is Luko right or is
Luko right or am I right? Or is Melusi right? But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today on the #1 student podcast in SA. Please do hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and comment your favorite moments, especially about the one at UCT, guys, because we can't keep on letting such things happen. Pambili nge-healthy ma-students. Allegedly. So, till we see you next time, same place. Adios, amigos. Is there anything you want to say, Chief?
Aluta continua.
Are you performing anyway? I thought you are getting booked now. You have gigs.
Gigs what? I don't even rap, guys. If you want me to start a rap career, I can.
So, guys, till next week, same time, same place. On the #1 student podcast. Adios. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your parents and your grandmother and your grandfathers.
And remember, allegedly.
Everything was allegedly here.
Yeah, it's all kept.
But we will get the full story of that water. Yeah, I want to get it.
Someone in the comments, type it down. I want to know more.
Yeah, I think I will search and put the link on the description.
Thank you.
Sure.